Alright, well you guys wanted to take a peek at our veggie patch, so why don't we go for a wander and see what we can see this morning. And I do apologise that I have my sunglasses on. I know it's very rude to talk to people with sunglasses on, but it's a bit glary out here. It was actually raining this morning, so I didn't get out as early as what I would have liked. So sorry, you just have to bear with me and the glasses. Go in and see what we can find this morning. Alright, well, a few of you have asked what we actually have planted and how much. And the first thing I can say is we have this crazy pumpkin plant that is growing down the walkway and growing across the gate that we did not plant. So we are about to have a bunch of butternut pumpkins that have actually grown out of last year's compost. So what we do have is 9 tomato plants. We actually started with 10, but we lost one. So we have 3 Groslissi here, which are like a standard salad tomato, full-sized. They're a really easy variety to grow. We had 3 Romas, but we lost our middle guy there. But we still have 2, and they're producing pretty well. And right down the other end we have our cherries, and we actually have 2 different varieties of cherry tomatoes. We have 2 sugar lump and 2 cherries. Then we have our zucchini plants. There's 4 or 5 in there, I think. I can't actually remember. We planted about 8 capsicum plants. I think we lost 1 or 2 of those, but we've still got quite a few going strong, so we'll pick some of those as well. In our walkway we have 2 cantaloupes growing that weren't planted. I don't know where they've come from, and this crazy pumpkin plant which is actually growing up through the back and starts over there. It's just 1 plant, but it's just taking over everything. And this is pretty much just all organic. We don't use any fertilizers other than the compost that it's growing in. We don't use herbicides or pesticides, and our main protection barrier is really just the cage that we're trying to grow it in, which is just keeping all the local animals out. So Charlotte and I are going to start picking, and we'll see what we can find this morning. Alright, so we've picked the reddest tomatoes off the first 4 plants, and this is how much we've got so far. So we're not even like a third of a way through the veggie patch, and as you can see we've left some on here. There's lots that are orange, so they're going to be red in a couple of days. We're really just picking the reddest ones. Everywhere we look there are massive butternut pumpkins. So I can show you, that is my hand. That is our butternut pumpkin, one of them. There are heaps down here. Growing in here we actually have some little rogue rock melons that have just grown from the compost. This is what happens when you use homegrown compost. So we'll keep poking around in here, see what we can find. We've still got heaps more tomatoes to come off, so we're gonna have a bit to do today. Right, these are our capsicums that are growing. We've been pulling a couple off that are ripe, and any that have got a bit of discoloration we still use them, but a few. Here's another guy. Let's hiding in here under all of the green leaves. We've been waiting and waiting for these rumours, and as you can see, hiding in behind all of this greenery, there's heaps and heaps of red. And this is what I've pulled off this one plant already. There is just a lot of tomatoes. Some of them I'm going to leave. I reckon they can stay an extra couple of days and just turn a bit redder. But there's even still heaps of green tomatoes. We're doing all right in the tomato area. Right, these are our cherry tomatoes down this end, and we've actually been harvesting off them for a little while, so they're actually getting towards the end of their life, so they're starting to turn their toes up just a little bit, but we've still got heaps of little red cherry tomatoes to pull off here. So this little crop is still going strong, and as you can see, there's still green ones still waiting to turn. So even though our plants are getting towards the end of their days, we still have a lot of fruit to come off these guys. We've still got a few tomatoes to pick in here, but across the walkway are our crazy zucchini plants, and it's really hard to see what's going on under here, but we have so many zucchinis. There's one right over the back here that is just humongous. That's actually probably too big to eat. I'm going to pick some of these out and I will show you just how big these guys here are. That's our super big zucchini that you guys could just see. And as you can see, it is massive.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't pick zucchinis for a couple of days because it's raining. So this is what we've got so far today. We have ended up picking a couple of capsicums, a lot of zucchini. I did pull out a few carrots that we've got growing down the very, very end. The carrots themselves aren't growing because I didn't thin them out, but we've got big, luscious carrot tops that we can do something with. A whole bunch of tomatoes. More.
You can't see them because
zucchini.
There's so much stuff on top.
So we're going to take this stuff inside, but this is not all we are growing. We've got more to show you guys. Alright, and over here we have a little watermelon patch. So we've got a couple over there that are getting very close to being ripe. They are huge. And tucked away there's lots of little guys growing. We've got about a dozen growing in here in total, and this was just part of the gardens around the homestead that didn't really have anything growing in them, so we threw in a couple of watermelon plants, and they are actually doing pretty well. So to give you guys an idea of how big these are, that's my hand. These things are huge. The back of our watermelon patch, we have our cucumbers that are just growing up. A bit of fencing here. And I haven't checked these for a couple of days too, so I'm pretty sure that we have a few cucumbers in here to pick today as well. And this is our Cantaloupe and Honeydew melon patch. The honeydews went in first, and as you can see, we've actually got a few that are almost ready. We're just waiting for them to get ripe, but hiding in amongst all of these are actually some cantaloupe. And lots of honeydew. Lots and lots of honeydew. Alright, so this is our main growing area. We keep most of our veggies in this caged area. This is actually a chicken coop that has been built over the top of a slightly raised bed, and that is just to keep all of the local animals out, because we do have kangaroos, rabbits, possums, and a lot of birds that like to get into all of these veggies. So we try to keep all of those veggies in this cage, but we do have a couple of beds that are out that like the beans over there that are growing, the things that the animals aren't going to get into. So this is pretty much our summer crop here at the moment. We're actually resting this bed next door, which is going to be our winter crop. So we'll put Brussels sprouts and broccoli and things like that in here, but this is resting at the moment, and we've got most of our stuff over here. So at the end of this winter garden here, we've got our little nectarine tree that's been all wrapped up so the animals don't get into his fruit, and we're going to jump in and have a look and see what we can find under all this netting. Over the back here we do have a couple of orange trees, do have a little bit of fruit on them, so probably be some oranges soon, some silver beet that's been eaten, another orange, and these are our beans that haven't been terribly successful this summer yet, but we are starting to get a heap of really late flowers, so I'm not sure. We'll just wait and see what happens here. We've got a few that are turning their toes up and a few that seem to be flowering, so maybe we'll get some late beans. I don't know, but they need to hurry up because we're going to start putting the peas in soon. Welcome to the orchard. This is where my folks have got some fruit trees growing. They haven't really been maintained or shaped or anything like that for the last couple of years. They're just doing their own thing, but as you can see, we've got lots growing in around all the greens. The problem is that nobody really remembers exactly what's what. So these are some pears, we're pretty sure. There's pears, there's nashies, there's apples, there is some stone fruit growing as well. These, however, are being eaten by the possums and the birds and all of that sort of stuff. So for having a little bit of a wander through our veggie patch so you guys can see what we've got going on and where all of this magical food is coming from. As you can see, we do live rurally. We actually have a wonderful opportunity to spend a little bit of time here on this property, which is owned by my parents, while we save up for our house. It's a great opportunity for us. It's also good for them. And as you can see, there is a lot of room here. So we are lucky that we do have the space to be able to grow a bit of our own food, and it most definitely helps us keep our food bill down, but also, and I think more importantly, I just really enjoy it, and my mum enjoys it. We like doing it together. We don't eat all of the food ourselves that we bring in. We love sharing it with friends and family and just giving it away to other people who can use it, which is one of the great things about having a veggie patch, I think, is that real community vibe that happens with it, because when everything comes into season, boy, does it all come all at the same time. And it's so great to just be able to grow all this stuff at home, but then to be able to give it away to people as well and give them a bit of free food too, which is pretty cool. Anyways, that is it from me today. If you did enjoy today's little vlog slash veggie garden tour, having a bit of a walk around and seeing what we've got going on here at our place this week, then don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. And if you'd like to see what we're going to do with all of this food, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos from me in the future. Alright, well that is it from me today. Hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.